Hey guys, it's Spoot with Fort Misery Gaming again, giving you one more video on Sinoalice. Today we're actually going to be talking about, briefly, the Nier Automata collab. We're supposed to be getting it either on launch or very, very shortly after launch. Most people are thinking that it is on launch, but, you know, developers. So I don't really have a full answer for that, but I'm relatively sure we're getting it. So in JP, it's just an event you can grind out medals. It's Automata themed, so you're not going to see things like Drakengard or Replicant or Gestalt in there. So it does have, like, 2B, A2, 9s, Emil, those kind of things. So in JP, the first week was really, really rough for launch. It was too many people and the servers weren't ready for it. So they gave everybody the Breaker 2B, which I'll be showing you in a second. So we may also just get a freebie on release, and then the rest of them are in the banner. So I'll talk a little bit about them. There's not a whole lot to go over just because since they are limited units, they only have one job with the exception of 2B. So their stats are never going to be like really crazy through the roof since they don't get self-stat buffs like every other character in the game that has multiple jobs. But we can go ahead and look at it and see what's going on. All right, here's your lineup. You've got 2B on the left, Emil in the middle, A2 at the top right, and 9S or 9s in the bottom right. You've got Virtuous Contract A2 Breaker, or 2B Breaker at the top left. She is a sword class, DPS. So all of the Nier collab characters buff each other. So you can have a Nier job, like a Nier team, I guess, in PvP, but I don't know. The stats aren't big enough to do it. But for collector's purposes, these are very, very good. I mean, who doesn't, like, there's some seriously cool looking waifus in this one. And Emil and 9s are also cool as all hell. So, bottom left, you will have the 2B Breaker, or excuse me, the Crusher. She is using the Beast Lord sword from Nier and Automata. She is your regular AoE DPS. Hammers are always, the job gives you like physical defense, physical attack. Hammers are up in an out of areas affiliated with Nier, so any characters that are close to you that are Nier related get a buff if they are using the same weapon. The outfit's a little different. It's essentially the same thing as her regular outfit, except she's got the leotard on instead of the bottom half of the dress, which is, cool, I guess. I don't know. There's not a whole lot to really go over on them, just because I'm really kind of going over them just because I like the characters. Like, Nier Automata is a pretty sweet game. I've always liked the Yoko Taro verse, so it works out for me. You've got 9s, who is a paladin. He's full arm magic damage, so he's AoE magic. Another DPS class, just like the first two 2Bs. There's not a whole lot to really cover outside of these guys. I do want to go over the event after I pull them up, but I did just going to show you sort of what they look like. So with the exception of the top left character, the Breaker for 2B, the rest of these are going to be in the gacha and can be unlocked with medals. So you can limit break them, their job eventually to 14. So 9s has got Cruel Arrogance over here, pretty sweet. All of the Nier weapons are really cool, and in-game they actually have a ton of lore, both in Sinoalice and in Nier. So it's really neat to sort of see things kind of come back and, do their thing. A2 Breaker. She is the Lost Automaton. She's got the Type 40 blade, basically just it's a giant buster sword that's got one big old blade on it. She is also a breaker, so she gets pretty much the same buffs that 2B gets. Blade 30% up in areas affiliated with Nier, blade up, physical attack, physical defense, that kind of thing. The job bonuses are usually pretty standard across the board. You're going to see them on every character. You're going to see them on every job with the exception of Half Nightmares and Sins, which we can get into if they are out on release. Otherwise, I'll put together a little bit of a info video for those, so don't worry about those just yet, because you're not going to see them. It doesn't matter. And then final, we have Emil, the Yoko Taro mask. He is the only support in the entire banner. He is the Cleric. So job is staff 30% up in areas affiliated with Nier, staff up magic defense, physical defense, magical attack, physical attack, HP goes up quite a bit. It's standard. You're going to hear those and you're going to be, oh, that sounds really unique. And then you look at the rest of the jobs on the 8 main characters and you're going to be like, oh, these are exactly the same except they say something different. Like, you aren't going to have Nier bonuses off of the regular characters. That's just kind of a duh, but, you know, it is what it is. So, let me grab the name of it is Recollections of the Puppets is the collab coming on, where you fight Beauvoir or Simone. It's mostly about 2B. It's kind of like a little bit of coverage over the Automata story, but it also sort of has a Sinoalice twist on it, so it's a little darker. It follows her in Pod 42 and Nines, and then you sort of run up against the ballet boss and Simone. So, pretty much it. There's not a huge... Like, it's a regular story event. You grind out medals, you unlock things, you get more equipment, you upgrade jobs, etc., etc. So that is pretty much it, in case you were curious. So, if you liked the video, give us a like, a comment, and subscribe. This one is a little shorter than the rest of them, just because there's not as much going into, and we've already explained sort of re-rolling and jobs. We will either see this on release or shortly afterwards. We are not 100% sure, but I don't think they would let JP have all the free stuff and not give us any of the goodies. So like, comment, subscribe, tell us what you're looking forward to, which waifu or husbando of choice are you running after, and don't get miserable.